Coming up on Midco Sports tonight, previews of all 4 of our FCS matchups for the weekend. The season is winding down. Find out more about the challenges for Saturday. Then get to know South Dakota's star quarterback who's earned a spot on the Walter Payton Award watch list. It's a Chris STREVELER feature. And finally, we preview UND Hockey's first NCHC series of the season as they take on Colorado College. All of that plus much more, Midco Sports Tonight kicks off right now. Hello and happy Friday, everyone. I'm Kelly Stewart, and this is Midco Sports Tonight. Well, last night, our NSIC Thursday Night Game of the Week featured Minnesota Duluth at Bemidji State. Now, this was a football game played in northern Minnesota next to Lake Bemidji at the end of October. So you're picturing beautiful fall leaves and some crisp air, right? Well, that was far from the case at Chet Anderson Stadium last night, but nevertheless, the Bulldogs and the Beavers braved the weather in this one. And as much as we all love live football, if you were watching this game on your TV instead of at the stadium, consider yourself lucky. Let's take a look at this weather. All the football players huddling together, huddling around the heater, and then Bemidji State, their first possession ends with a fumbled punt, trying to catch a rock-hard football, trying to punt the football in that weather. You can see the snow blowing. It was not going well off the bat. And UMD would make Bemidji State pay for that fumbled punt, pounding in a 2-yard run by number 34, Anthony Wood. That was one of his 2 touchdowns. 3 straight possessions following that touchdown ended with fumbles. 2 by Bemidji State, 1 by UMD. There were actually 8 fumbles in this game. So hard to hold on to that football, especially in that weather. And then UMD's first possession in the second quarter. Oh, here's another fumble, actually. Recovered by the Bulldogs. Up to 30-mile-per-hour winds in addition to freezing temperatures. But here we go. UMD's first possession of the second quarter turns into another number 34 Anthony Wood rushing touchdown, his second of the game. Halftime score 14-0 UMD, as you can see. A lot of snow getting shoveled off the field. And then looking to the second half, UMD would cap off an 11-minute, 45-second drive that lasted 19 plays with a field goal. Finally, they got a score up there. Even through the wind, it happened. But Bemidji State would finish off their night with yet another fumble. Look, the snow's on the field even more, just absolutely coming down sideways snow. And looking at the board, Minnesota Duluth with their 3rd straight shutout of the season. Some weather-friendly or unfriendly stats, I guess you could say. That starts with the QBs. Nearly impossible to throw the ball in that wind, which saw UMD and Bemidji State combine for 20 pass attempts as a whole. John Larson going 3 of 7, also 10 carries for 65 yards. BSU's Jordan Hine going 6 for 13, so the ground game they had to go. All UMD on that front. Anthony Wood, we talked about him, 104 yards on 29 carries and 2 touchdowns. But the UMD defense needs some credit too, not only notching their 3rd shutout in a row, but holding Bemidji State to just 50 yards of total offense, only 8 on the ground, only 3 first downs the whole night. Bulldogs moved to 7-2, 5-0 in North Division play. So the weather was obviously one of the huge storylines from last night, affecting all aspects of the game. But one of the most notable was the kicking game. Punting a frozen football in 20 to 30 mile per hour winds is anything but easy, which got us on the topic in our morning meeting today about crazy punts. We've had quite a few of them in years of filming games at Midco SN, so we thought for today's Flashback Friday, we'd bring you some of the craziest punts we've seen in the past few years. And we'll start with this one. 2010, it's Adam Zwanziger for Watertown. They were playing Washington. And this is at Howard Wood Field back before they had the field turf. So the turf's a little bit more slick. But the punt goes up, and as you can see, lands about the 50-yard line. And we're on the right side of the field here. But look at this wind-aided punt. It just keeps rolling. Everyone's watching. Number 2 is just absolutely flabbergasted over here. He can't deal with it. So now the whole Watertown team is just gathering around this punt, you know, want to be good players here, want to let it roll as far as it possibly can. Some people are off to the concession stand at this point, getting some nachos and hot dogs. Now maybe this was the reason that the field turf was added, because the field turf is a little bit thicker, so punts like this couldn't roll as much. But anyways, hope you didn't turn the channel by now, but the punt ends up stopping. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but it stops. We are almost there, everyone. Be patient. Stops right here at the 4-yard line, and someone finally picks it up. The announcer was actually calling it like it was a player running in for a touchdown. Looking at our next punt, this is O'Gorman in 2013. Takes off, looked like it just sailing to the other end of the field. Oh, psych, nope, it goes back. It's blown by the wind. And here's the thing that you might not know. The rule in football, if the punt lands behind the line of scrimmage, it's a live ball. So they actually asked the refs at that point if they could go with it, and you can. And all of a sudden, O'Gorman ends up with a first down, and they finished the game. I don't know if they won or not, but anyways, those are our crazy punts for today. We thought that would be a nice little feature for Flashback Friday. But when we come back, it's our FCS previews for the North Dakota schools. We tell you what you need to know about UND at Portland State and Northern Iowa at NDSU. This is Midco Sports Tonight.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.